Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm doing well. How about y'all?
I'm good.
Glad to hear it.
I have a question.
Please, what can I do for you?
So I understand that you just put in our grades or whatnot,
Yeah.
but our test is due today or is due tomorrow.
So that's an interesting little question. Um, the why would grades be put in, even though your homework isn't even technically due until Sunday? Um, Final exam isn't due till Sunday. Your test number 4 isn't due till Saturday. Some of y'all still have an attempt at test number 3. Um, so, yeah, that's a good question. Uh, Grades are entered because I was told I needed to. Um, and I, yeah. So I downloaded all of the grades as per last Sunday, I think. So I did the downloads. Um, so the grades that are on e-learning reflect how everything looked as of last Sunday.
Okay.
So yeah, you're that's a very common question I've gotten the last couple of days. Uh, Short answer is the grades were updated prematurely because I was told that I was required to. So I did what I was told. Um, but yeah, so anything that you have done since last Sunday would not be reflected in that grade. Um, and anything that you do for the next couple days obviously wasn't reflected in that grade. Um, so does that answer your question?
Yes, and then the the overall score that's on there, that's with the original it's out of 70. Whatever I have is out of 70. That's how points are originally in the class, or the class is out of 200.
Let me double check. So I believe the way that I entered it in is should be okay. So yours is an error because which one was it? Yeah. So your grade for your homework average um, was entered in
Mm-hmm.
incorrectly. Let me double check what it is before I just start putting stuff in.
I just dropped my phone in sour cream.
Um, so where is that? All right. So that should be closer to correct. Let me see something. All right. So I think yours specifically was weird because I entered in the percent instead of the grade out of 15 points. So not to say what that is, but if you got a 100%, then the answer should have been then the number in there should have been 15 points. But the but I put in like the percent instead of the number out of 15. So that made it look like you had a lot more, like just a ton of points. So let's see. Good question though. So see another one that I did something similar with.
Because I was like, there's no way the class is out of this and then the score is this. I was like, something's off.
Yeah, so for reference, I had another student that they should have had like a 7.42 in for one of their test grades, which would be a 74%. But the grade I put in for that was 742. So on one of their assignments, they made a 742. So for the class, they had like out of 100%, they had like 7,000% or something. So it's just based on the way that those get calculated. This is, like I said, the downloads that I had as per last Sunday, and it doesn't even include a few different things. Like it doesn't include the fact that I, drop your lowest test grade kind of thing. So, like it is a rough estimate of about where you're at in class, but it has not. It doesn't have anything that you've done since Sunday, and it also doesn't have any of my like dropping that grade or something like that. So, yeah, check it out. And if you see something is very weird, might not be a terrible idea to contact me and having me, look at it. But it is likely that a lot of it will end up changing. Because like I said, I'm going to be doing this again on Sunday, or I guess not Sunday night, Monday morning, very, very early. So some of those specific grades are likely to change, as well as your overall score. But this is meant to be an indicator of about where you are at. And this way you know what you need to shore up. We are talking about the grades that are up on Genzabar.
E-learning? Okay, got you. So are those, one personal question, are those before or after you went through everything and you did what you were going to do, finalized, or not quite yet?
Some of them have some of my curving forgiveness type stuff added in, like quiz grades. Mm-hmm. I did the thing where I give you I think I said 6. I give you 6 100s on quizzes, and then factor your grade based on that. So if you missed 6, and you did the others, then you could be, at 100%. But if you did all of them, then you actually get 6 bonus. So, and the same thing with participation, but it doesn't have like my, it's not actually dropping the lowest grade. I take your final exam score.
Gotcha.
And if your final exam score is bigger than your lowest test grade, then I replace your lowest test grade with that final. But if your final is lower than your test average, then I weight your final with your test average. The point is that if they're the same, then it doesn't matter. But that's very unlikely because you would have had to get the exact same score on all 4 tests and then the final. But otherwise, it's set up so that whatever you did better on is the thing that counts for more.
Got you. And if I remember you saying, you said the math for the final is fairly easy anyway. You were saying like it's.
The math for test 4 is very easy. The math, I mean, I guess you could say it. I didn't ask about random, ridiculous situations. I asked about, the ones that are on there in those pools should be like the whole point of the chapter kind of revolved around answering this question, kind of thing. So I did not, go find obscure examples to test you on. I tried to find questions that were like the entire chapter was this thing in its simplest form. So that's what I had said about all that.
The final.
Yeah.
Okay, I was asking about my first one. I was asking because I know I'm in the ballpark range. I feel like if I do good on the final, potentially, for that C. So I was just asking about if you had did any of your stuff yet.
Well, you know what you made on the final because you can see the grade.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Finish all the homeworks with the C or above, but you bomb the final. Can you still pass the class with a C or above?
I don't understand. So let's see. You're saying if you pass the homeworks with a C and you bomb the final, can you still get a C? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on, my thing completely froze.
I think that was the question, Dr. Dan.
Then I don't really understand the question. Is there maybe another way you can phrase it?
I got a question, Dr. Dean.
Well, we're on Aaliyah's question.
Okay, well, after her question, I have a question.
Check. So what was your question? Like again, like can you restate it? Maybe.
Can you hear me now?
Do what?
You hear me now?
I can now.
Cool. This tablet the school gave, something wrong with it. Something wrong with it. Because you sound like a robot. And I'm trying to talk to you. It's like breaking bars. I was asking if we do the homework But say we got like a 10 on the final. Is the homework enough cushion to still pass the class?
No. I mean, the homework's worth 15% of your grade. So, I mean, all this breakdown's in the syllabus, and it's kind of in the that grade book. But I mean, you can still pass the class if you bomb the final, but if you're like barely hanging on to everything else, like if you have a 70 average for everything else, then your let's see. Then you have 56 points out of, you have a 56% on that part of things overall. So on the final, to keep your 70, you would have to make a 70. But like, I don't know, I guess I don't understand.
That's my question.
You can't sneak by with everything else and then bomb the final and still pass. Like one of them, if you do really bad on something, then the rest of the stuff has to be better to, counteract it. But if everything's bad, then that's just not very good.
Gotcha. I had to ask.
All right,
So some
so
students ain't done the homework yet.
next,
They're testing it. There's
next question.
So I finished all the homework, Dr. Dean, and
So the
oh yeah, my bad. Yes, I forgot you had a question.
The grade that you put in my Allen is the grade with our with everything included in it. Is like our current grade updated.
So the grades that are in my Allen are based off of a download of everything that I did on last Sunday. So anything that you've done since then is not reflected in that grade.
Oh, thank God. Ooh, okay, good. Because I told you I was doing all those homeworks throughout this past week. So that's good to hear. Okay.
Yeah, so that also includes tests. Any test, like test number 3, there's an extra attempt at it that closes on Sunday. Let's see. So it doesn't reflect anything that's happened since Sunday, I guess is the best way to say that. So yeah.
Yeah, I was asking because my grade is a B, but I thought I would have had an A.
Well, if you want to talk about like specific grades, I mean, I can do that. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll send you an email. I'll send you an email after we get offline.
Yeah, or I mean, you can, we can do a Zoom meeting or a chat or something.
Okay. Yeah, I might need to do that.
Yeah, I don't generally like discussing people's grades in front of others because something could get said and can't take it back. So, yeah, we will talk about that. All right. So, okay. What else? Um, let's see.
Is there any extra credit you have?
No, I don't have direct extra credit. The main thing that I have is, I mean, I just have certain levels of forgiveness, and I try and weight things based on what individual students did better on.
Oh God, thank you.
Because I would rather, I don't want the focus to be on extra credit. I mean, if you have specific concerns about your grades, then we can talk about that. Let's see. But yeah, I guess I don't know.
Done it in.
Mm-hmm.
What about the lab grades?
So like I said, the lab grades are going to be wiffle ball batted. You basically get it's going to be on a individual basis, but I mean, assuming you came in and did anything at all, you're pretty much going to pass probably, just because that the way I had the lab set up, there was just no real feasible way to do it over the internet. So, I mean, I'm going to be looking at what you did in there, and then also kind of weighting it with what you've done in the class. But it is going to be, we will say, very generous, and it is not something that should be worried about.
So basically, we're gonna get the grade that we had midterm for lab. Please not.
Or better.
Oh, okay.
Is like, that's what I'm saying. If you were doing well and everything was great at the beginning of the semester, then my assumption is going to be that you would have continued to do great. If you weren't doing great at the start of the semester, and I showed you that, you know, your grade was lacking, the assumption I'm making in my head is that you would have changed your ways and repented and started doing everything right. So basically, that's what I'm getting at. I mean, if you are particularly concerned about that grade, then you can talk to me about it. But yeah. So and Aaliyah, if you want to go back and check your situation, I was looking at the ones that were an issue, and that's where you currently stand without test 4 or the final.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. So, yeah. If you have any other questions about it, feel free to ask me in some private messaging way or something.
I got you.
But yeah. So if you have concerns when you look at it, then you just let me know. But for now, that percentage is out of. It is an actual percentage. It's what you have, not including the final or test 4. So when y'all check those out, you can contact me if there's any glaring confusion. But yeah. Okay. All right. Other questions? Any questions about physics stuff that's on the exam?
Like, how many gonna be on our final?
Let's see, the number of problems.
I have a question. So how are we gonna take the exam? Like, how it goes? Are you gonna like open that for a long period of time?
I can't understand what you're saying. It's very muffled.
Oh, I said like on the exam, like if you gonna open it like a long period of time, how you get this test, this last test?
Minutes.
Dr. Dean.
Am I gonna open what?
I said if the exam gonna be like how you open the last test?
So I don't exactly know what you mean, but test number 4 is currently open and is due tomorrow night at midnight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the exam gonna be the same way, like open for that long.
The exam is currently open and it closes on Tuesday, May 5th. However, if you are a graduating senior, everything has to be done by Sunday night. So it is May 5th for the non-seniors, or the non-graduating seniors, I guess. It is Sunday night for the graduating seniors. And the homework and everything is due Sunday night as well. So does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right. Who's next?
So if I'm understanding, I was listening faintly, but I was in the bathroom cleaning my bathroom. We have until the 5th, us juniors, to take the final.
Yes. So let me pull the schedule up and I will show everybody what it looks like.
Did you drop?
So
I dropped.
currently, we have your 3 attempts at test number 4. As I've stated in the past, you do not have to do all 3 attempts. If you do the first one and you like it, then great. If you don't like it and you do the other ones, it also won't hurt you, but I would highly suggest doing at least one of them. Those are due on 5/2, which is Saturday night, tomorrow night. The rest of this stuff, so all the homeworks and I had put up a last chance for test number 3 for those, allegedly there was some people who missed it for whatever reason. It is due also with the homeworks and everything, which is Sunday night at midnight. Physics final is said to be due on 5/5, which is next Tuesday at midnight. However, if you are a senior, it's got to be in by Sunday evening. So Monday morning, downloading those, and I'm putting them in, and then that will be your grade, because we have to have grades in that morning. If not, then you can't graduate anyways, kind of thing. So keep that in mind. Test 4 due tomorrow night. Everything else except the final due Sunday night. The final for non-seniors is due Tuesday. All right. What else? What else? What else?
That's all the questions I had.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
For test 3, since you posted it again and we decide to retake it, like, can we still get the partial credit if we show our work and email that, or was that only for like test 4 since we already took test 3?
So that's for any of the tests. So as long as the partial credit is sent right after the test is done, right after you did it, then you can submit that.
So, Dr. Dean, you remember when I had asked you, did you get mine? Did you ever get mine in that picture?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay,
mine as well.
I don't be playing. I'll be trying to send you.
It's not the test 3. It's from the other test before. Test 2. Because test 3 shut off on me.
Test 2 was in class.
Then whatever it's the third one then, because one of them shut off on me. I don't remember which one it was. It was another test. It wasn't 3 though, because it shut off on me, and I emailed you about it. It probably is 3, and I'm just tripping. And it shut off on me, and I emailed you whatever I had, but I told you it shut off on me. But yeah, I sent you something. I don't remember what test it is though.
Well, I mean, if you sent it to me, then I've got it. It was probably for test 3, because if it was for test 4, you would have sent it to me like in the last couple of days.
Yeah, because that test was a long time ago. I'm just sitting here trying to think, what test was it?
I mean, the only one it would be is test 3.
Well, I sent you the work for test 4 because I took it like a couple of hours ago. I just remembered just now that you said if you send the work, you'll get like maybe more credit.
Nope.
Would that be okay?
It has to be like right after.
Oh, okay.
You better do a second try.
I might
do
just
the
have
second
to do the
time.
second try for
Right.
it. I already did 2. I don't want to do the third one. But I mean,
if you do the second try and then send the work in for the second try right after, then that would be acceptable.
Well, I already took 2. What if I did the third try and I seen the work for the third one? Would that be okay?
Or the third, as long as, because I have the timestamps for when each gets taken. So as long as it's, pretty soon, whatever, after, I'm not talking about like you got 30 seconds, but I don't know, 30 minutes is, I would think, more than enough time to snap a picture and send an email.
That's what I was thinking. It's 30 seconds. Turn you back up a little bit from your microphone.
Okay, Dr. Nee.
Better. What's up?
Okay, you don't have to send in work though, do you?
No. So the work again is only if it's only for some partial credit back, and it's not going to be like made a 25 on the test, and you can make a 90 with a partial credit stuff. But I mean, you can get probably, assuming the work is correct, I mean, you could get 10 points, 15 points back if it looks good.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely not mandatory. You don't, you're not punished if you don't send it. But if you just know that you were like right there, but there was just maybe a tiny little rounding error somewhere, as long as your steps are correct and all that, then I can consider giving some points back for that. That's what that's about. Good questions. So as a reminder, this is our last Zoom meeting, official, but I will be around the office next week, just doing stuff. So if you need something or you want to schedule a meeting, then we can certainly do that. I'll also be chilling out in my office Discord thing. So if you need something, just jump in there and give me a shout. Yeah. So, any other concerns
No, that's all.
for now?
Yeah. I emailed
I think I have more of a comment. Thanks for being a cool, reasonable teacher. And first things first, thanks for that. Second, stay safe. Everybody, please. God, I would love to see everybody next year.
Yeah,
and
If we
healthy
come back
times.
next year.
Well, I hope there's some people that don't see next year. Anybody who wants to graduate.
Well, yeah, for all the seniors, please, God, please pass the final.
Yeah, I hope you guys get on to bigger and better things. But yeah, the non-seniors. Hopefully we'll be back at school by next fall.
Pray we're back in school by next fall, because I cannot graduate from this house. I'm telling you, they already planning it and it don't look pretty.
Yeah. I can't teach from here for an extended period of time. My back from crawling around the ground all day, every day is already pretty wrecked. So, yeah, hopefully something changes real soon. But,
I mean, we can all get plastic bubbles and roll around the class, you feel me? It ain't nothing but a thing. I'll get one right now. It ain't nothing but a thing.
right? That's as long as mine's got air conditioning in it, I'm good.
Right.
Keep you warm when you need to be warm, or cold when you need to be cool.
Right.
So, well, guys, it was fun. We laughed, we cried. A little more crying sometimes. But
of course, a little more crying.
Yeah. That's how physics goes, though. But you survived. So thanks for showing up, and good luck this weekend. I'll try and answer emails if I can, but do your best. You can do it. All right. So good luck, and God bless.
Teacher's award goes to, I couldn't read that fast enough.